Alright guys, let's go. This is the end. We're back again with day 2 now of the Commander 2016 Magic the Gathering First Impressions, Spoiler Season, etc, etc, etc. And as you can see from your background, they are now revealing at least the art for the Commanders. This one was spoiled today. We're going to get to this. This one has not been spoiled today, so we haven't seen this one just yet. And then the first one was Atraxa. This one got spoiled today. We're going to talk about this later on. And then the last one is the Two Brothers from Theros. They have not spoiled this one yet. So, however, without further ado, we're just gonna kind of roll right into it. That's Atraxa. Last episode, last video, whatever you want to call it, we went over the first 13 cards that they revealed. We were very excited about some of the things that they had, from the new and improved Jorien to I was a big fan of the combination, the partner combinations. This today, I'm just as excited, if not more. They have showed us, like they do almost every spoiler season, that the first few cards, while are crazy, are not the craziest things that they're going to have, uh, that they're going to release in the set. So we're going to move right on. I want to get right into the spoilers. I want to knock out these. I think there was like 12. I gotta look real quick. Hold on. 8. There's 11. 11 new cards from today. Alright, so the first thing I want to look at is the new 4-color commanders. So, as you can see right here, oh god, oh gosh. Brea, the Ethereum Shaper. This is going to be your non-green commander. And of course, like we were saying in the last video, non-green is going to be your artifact commander. So it is white, blue, black, and red. It is a legendary artifact creature, dash human. A little awkward. It's a 4/4, and this one's kind of crazy because it's a little bit more versatile than I think the other ones are, because as you can see, they have different modes. Now what Brea does is when she enters the battlefield, you get two 1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. That's pretty cool already. Keep in mind this is 4 mana for a 4/4 legendary creature, so it's commander damage capable. And then you're getting two little chump blockers, two little air, flying creatures. It doesn't matter. That's already pretty cool. What she also has is pay 2 generic mana, not colorless, generic, and sacrifice 2 artifacts to choose one of her modes. You can deal 3 damage to target player, target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn, or you can gain 5 life. It blows me away how they basically encompassed all the colors that you could ever think about. Um, the artifact tokens from blue, the -4/-4 from black, the gain 5 life from white, the deals 3 damage to target player from red. This is a very well done commander to its colors. Now, my personal opinion for Brea is that she's not strong, but you're gonna have to really work to get her to work right, because you're going to need a lot of artifact recursion or just a lot of token generators. And even then, what token generators are you going to use that you're going to have to basically recur a lot? I get the feeling Conjurer's Clause is going to be a big thing between Mirror Battle Shaper, Pentavis, so that you can bounce it for the counters, stuff like that. Um, and then there's of course a few other ones where you constantly get counters, and if they die, like there's also just the idea of just tokens. You can have squid tokens, you can have zombies in there, you could have goblins, you could have humans. There's all kinds of crazy stuff because of the color combination. So overall, I think she's cool. I just think that she's so diverse that she's a little all over the place at the same time. She doesn't have like a niche. Now, this next one I'm super excited and I'm probably going to want to play. Saskia the Unyielding is our non-blue commander. And for black, red, green, and white, she's a Vigilance Haste 3/4. Again, I'm already sold. It's amazing how much just the bodies of these creatures with their casting cost is just, alright, I got it. I'll take it there. But when she enters the battlefield, you're going to choose a player. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to the chosen player. It's an offensive Snuffy Doll effect. Snuffy Doll are Snuffy? Snuffy? Stuffy Doll. Stuffy Doll is an indestructible artifact that's a 0/1 that basically says when it enters the battlefield you choose a creature. Every time damage is dealt to that creature or to Stuffy Doll, you choose a creature. You choose a player. Every time damage is dealt to Stuffy Doll, it is then dealt to the chosen player. This is an offensive version of this. So it's basically like I could choose partner or not partner, opponent A, and then start bashing in a partner opponent A, and then start bashing in opponent B, and opponent A is going to be taken down as well. And then it's commander, so you can either get her killed, bounce her to have it reset to choose a new player or what have you. This one is amazing. Combined with some of the other like two color legendaries that are in there, I can see it being stupid powerful. Stupid powerful. If you just put in the green white one that allows creatures your opponents control without flying or reach to restricts those from being able to block creatures that you control with power 2 or less, and just do 2/2 zombies, 1/1 goblins, 1/1 saplings, 1/1 soldiers, 2/2 knights, like whatever you want to do, and just you could be swinging into somebody who can't block, and then be hurting at somebody else at the same time. It's better than double strike because you get to be even more deliberate about it. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the opportunity to play that. Um, Real quick, we're gonna get into the one Undaunted card because it's exactly like what we were saying yesterday when we looked at the white board wipe. It's a global effect. So for 7 mana, 600 blue, this sorcery will return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand. So it's basically like a cyclonic, not a cyclonic rift, a whelming wave. Yeah, whelming wave is probably the closest thing that you're gonna get. And again, Undaunted allows you to pay one less for each opponent. My group is typically 5 players, so I'm gonna do -4, so it's gonna be 2 and a blue to have a whelming wave, which was normally 4 mana. Again, global effect with Undaunted. I'm really happy to see it. I have nothing to complain about. It's an amazing, amazing card. Oh, there you go. Crush the Tentacles was a good one. Cyclonic Rift was all non-land permanents that you don't control, and I wanted to differentiate from that because it does say all to their owner's hands. It's all non-land permanents, not just your opponents. So I just wanted to make that very, very important distinction. The next one we're going to talk about here is Tymna? Tymna the Weaver. I think she's from Theros because Theros had a bit of a spider thing going on. For one, a white and a black, she's a 2/2. She's a human cleric with lifelink. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, so your second main phase, you may pay X life, where X is the number of opponents that were dealt combat damage this turn. If you do, draw X cards. I love this take on white-black, where you're using life to pay for something. So much, it's basically just, oh, gain life, gain life, gain life, gain life, gain life. That's white-black's like big MO is that it gains life. I Camball, just from the Kaladesh years, gained life. Uh, was it a white black from Conspiracy? I can't remember. But so many times do they have white black just constantly finding a way to gain life. Aaliyah, Karlov from recent sets, gaining life. It was all about gaining life. And yes, they use that life then to do something, but this is strictly saying, aside from her lifelink, she's not gaining any life at all. She's assuming that you're probably going to be gaining life through the fact that those colors do that very well, but then we're using that life as a currency, and I like that. I really do enjoy that. I think this is going to be super powerful. Uh, Partner her up with anything else that you really want. Uh, Red white would be another one because I believe, if I remember correctly, Bruce gave double strike and lifelink. So maybe that would be a really good combo. I don't know. We're definitely going to have to get into it as we go. This, oh my god, Tana the Bloodsower. Another one I'm super excited about. For 2, a red and a green. She's an elf druid. She's a 2/2 with trample. 2/2 with trample, right? You're already like, what the hell? Whenever Tana the Bloodsower deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green sapperling creature tokens. I just found the perfect combination for the green-white one. You can't block her with the green-white one if you don't have a creature with flying or reach. So she's gonna hit you for at least 2. Then you're gonna get 2 1/1s, which can then hit and can't be blocked as long as you have your green white commander out. This partnership is a match made in heaven, and green red white, as we've seen before, that's Naya colors, I think, have already worked really well in the past. Gahiji, Marath, Rith. This is basically a smaller version of Rith, and I actually think this one might be a little bit better because if you green and red, you can build her up very easily. I mean, armed and dangerous, you basically make it so that you're not going to block Tana by making somebody block a token, and then you give her +1/+1 and double strike. So now you're going to get 6 tokens on that hit alone. It's insane. It's insane. I can only begin to think about all the crazy things that you can do with it. It's super excited to see that in play. And the last one, whoop, Rayhan, Last of the Abzan, is your green-black commander for 1 black and green. She's a legendary human warrior. She's a 0/0, which means she's going to work in counters. Rhea Last Abzan enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a creature you control dies or is put into the command zone, if it had one or more +1/+1 counters on it, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. This is going to be so interesting to see people work with it. First of all, these colors are amazing for +1/+1 counters. I can tell you right now, for rolls, is the Scavenge Commander. That's a great combo. Skullbriar is a +1/+1 commander. Right there, you just have two huge supports for her. Who else? And then from the Marin deck, there was a bunch of creatures. I think most of them are reprints where you can get +1/+1 counters. What is it? Mazarek, I think. Every time you sacrifice a creature, put +1/+1 counters on everything you have. So now every time something dies, you can move their counters around and consolidate all your counters instead of losing this. This is amazing, and I love it. I didn't think this was as strong when I saw it, and then I just started thinking about Skullbriar, Varolz, Mazarek, and then you put this in there, and it's going to be a great Hydra commander as well, I think. So people are going to basically run lots of Hydras, get lots of counters, give them trample, and just run all over your face, and then black is there for removal. Insane. Insane. Plus, also giving everybody trample, black is there for death touch. The next card we're going to stop real quick. We're just going to look at this artifact before we get into some of the other cards that were revealed today. Crystalline Crawler is a 4-mana artifact creature. It's a construct. It has Converge, which is, again, kind of like the replacement for Sunburst. As you can see, Sunburst on here, it's basically the same thing. Enters the battlefield, oh, it's a 1/1. Enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. If you remove a 1/1 counter, you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and you can also tap it to put a 1/1 counter on it. This thing is going to be really strong in a lot of different decks, because 1, it feeds itself. 2, you don't have to tap to remove the counter. So as long as you're putting counters on it, you're going to keep being able to remove it for spikes. Oh, we're at turn 6 and everybody's got like 7 or 8 mana or whatever from ramp. Boom. Because I've been tapping this every turn since turn 3, maybe, or 4, maybe 3, I suddenly have an extra 5 mana and I play my biggest 2 spells. Or I just have a flurry of little spells and I clean up the field. This thing is going to be massively cool. I think this is going to be one of those cards that a lot of people are going to put into a lot of decks. Okay, so we've gone now over all the 2 4-color commanders that revealed, all the partners, the new Undaunted, and the new mana response thing that they had. Here are some other cool cards that they revealed today. Cruel Entertainment is a 7-mana spell. It's a black sorcery. It reminds me a little bit of Worst Fears, but it's cooler and funnier, and people will hate it even more. Choose target player and another target player. The first player controls the second player during the second player's turn, and the second player controls the first player during the first player's turn. Next turn. It basically, yes, says these 2 people are swapping their turns. To include their hands, to include what they draw, to include their creatures, to include their mana. This is gonna become the most political card in the world. I'm already expecting to put this into my Queen Marchesa deck, which I had built to basically just be all Will of the Council and Council's Dilemma cards, with everything else I can get to vote or make people make choices, along with one card that I want to put in there, Sugar Cleansing, I think it was. Basically, either lose your lands, or pay a life. Cards like that. This is gonna be interesting. Again, like Worst Fears, I think it's people are gonna hate it, but I think it's gonna make for some interesting interactions during multiplayer games, especially. And of course, White has to get a bombshell of a card. So, this little 1/1 human soldier is 4 mana and has flash. Why would that be good? Why is this even rare, you would think? The flash is extraordinarily important when you read the second part. Or, yeah, the second part. When Selfless Squire enters a battlefield, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Whenever damage that would be dealt to you is prevented, put that many 1/1 counters, +1/+1 counters on Selfless Squire. So, during my last weekend's game day, I was hit for 56 damage by my friend who was playing his Gahiji deck where he had Omnith out and then he basically Boundless Realmed for like 6 or 7 mana. and had a haste engine out so that all his 5/5 elementals with Gehiji out were 7/7s with another buff for 8. I'm sorry, they weren't 7/7s, they were 7/5s, and then they were 8/6s. I could have, imagine if I had then flashed this guy in there, I would have gotten a 57/57 on the field and prevented all that damage. What? This is insane. It's so cool. It's something that we don't. It is something that White tries to do a lot with prevent damage and gain life, but in a different way. Like we've seen life matter for creatures. Sierra Avatar, for one, its power and toughness are equal to your life total. The stupid Griffin, where if you have more than 40 life at the beginning of your upkeep, you win the game. So we've seen cards interact with how much life you have, but for it to basically be a really good prevent all damage card, basically a really good fog effect that now gives you a huge creature, potentially a huge creature, is again something I think White is. This is a niche that White hasn't had in a long time, and I think it's going to be really cool to see this get played. This is actually one White card that I'm really excited to see my wife play. She's our White player typically in the group. And then now that we're talking about +1/+1 counters a lot in this, let's talk about this little crazy fish. This 5 mana Deep Glow Skate, 4 and a blue. When it enters the battlefield, double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents. It's a 3/3. The only way they could have made this thing more broken is if they had said permanents and or players. Holy crap. Charge counters, loyalty counters from planeswalkers, +1/+1 counters, -1/-1 counters, any kind of counters you want. Time counters, vanishing counters, anything. To double it is amazing. This is one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen on a creature like this. And then it's an enter the battlefield effect. It's not a when you cast, it's a when it enters the battlefield. So, again, Conjurer's Closet is going in a deck with this thing. I'm telling you right now, in some kind of a green-blue Simic deck, this thing and Conjurer's Closet, and as you can see from the thesaurus, Doubling Season, and again, I think Primal Vigor, are going in a deck somewhere. Someone's going to do it. It's going to be crazy. I don't want to be on the other end of it. I don't want to be on the other end of it. Now let's talk about this. This was the last card that they spoiled today. It came out, I think, sometime between when I looked during the day and when I came home from work. Stonehoof Chieftain is a Centaur warrior for 7 and a green, so 8 total mana. It is an 8/8. Already, I'm unimpressed. Trample and Indestructible, I'm more impressed. Whenever another creature you control attacks, it gains Trample and Indestructible until end of turn. What? What? Your attacking creatures become trample and indestructible. I just found Prosh's favorite centaur ever. This will be the one centaur, the one creature in the world that Prosh will not eat to get +1/+0. Not only that, going back to the green-black commander, Skullbriar, Gehiji, Omnith, the green-red one, the mono-green one, anything, any green deck is going to want this. I don't care whether you're doing the 1/1 Saproling deck, the Elf deck, I don't care. You're going to want this. Even if you don't care about the trample, like you're going to run a Nylea, you want this for that indestructible. Every time you attack, you're going to get an indestructible field, an indestructible attacking field. This is basically Green's version of saying, oh, Irios, the red-white god, we can do it just as well, if not maybe a little bit better. 8 mana is pretty steep, but it's mono green. If you're running a green deck and you're having trouble with mana, you're not playing the game right. I don't know what else to tell you. So for today though, guys, that's all they revealed today. I'm hoping that tomorrow, if not by the end of the week, they reveal the last 2 4-color commanders. How many, ooh, crap. How many double commanders was that? That's 1, 2, 3 today. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Oh, that's not 9. That's 9. So there's one color combo. Who didn't they reveal? They revealed Simic, Rakdos, Izzet, Dimir, Boros, Selesnya. And then today they did Golgari, Gruul, and Orzhov. So they haven't done Azorius yet. White blue. That's the one that they have not done yet. So either it's really freaking stupid or it's gonna kind of suck. And then for the 4 color commander decks, they did the non-blue, the non-green, and the non-red one. So they have to do the non-white and the non-black one. Not bad. Not bad. I have to say, again, I was talking to some people about this. I'm only getting more excited. I'm only getting more excited about Commander 2016. It's only becoming a more and more and more and more and more exciting set for Magic the Gathering players, especially Commander players. I don't know what else they're going to come out with. Again, so it seems like the mechanics are so far just those 3 new ones. I'm sorry, those 2 new ones, Undaunting and Partner. Again, I'm fine with that. The ones that they have brought back, I'm kind of Proliferate was cool. I just, again, they put Proliferate on the Infect Commander. I don't know how to think about that. Flanking, whatever. But overall, I think they're going in the right direction for this. They're trying some new things out with color combinations. Again, using life to pay for something. A good prevent spell that isn't just prevent and life gain for white. I think they're going in a right direction for trying to branch out with some of the color combinations and some of what we are used to in Magic. They're trying to branch out a little bit from that and give us the same with a twist, because you don't want to completely go away from it, because then you're gonna have like white being doing green stuff and black doing blue stuff, and that's the point of the colors, is so that they can mostly do what they do. So, but I think having a little bit of branching out, having that white prevent spell that turns into a big ass creature with 1/1 counters. That would have gone well in the green black deck, but hey, whatever. Who knows? You could put it again, partner it with green black, white red, white blue. It doesn't matter. You can partner it with anything, and then you can put it with white, and then the green white guy could still work for you. So who knows? The combinations are insane. I think once they reveal them all, I might try to design a few decks with the different combinations and see what I get. At the very least, talk about all the different combinations and like this commander does this commander does this, and this is what I could see them doing together. Kind of like what we were doing the other day when we were looking at Vial Smasher and Crom. But I don't know if I'll do a video series for that, or maybe I'll just post some deck lists out on Twitter. For now, guys, that's all I got for this episode. Hopefully tomorrow they reveal some more. If you're enjoying